Hello, and welcome to this session with Amanda Alexander. And I've known Amanda for probably over 10 years now, and I've known Amanda as a coach. And over the last couple of years, I've watched her as she's combined her coaching practice with selling Tropic. And perfect segue there. So Amanda, tell us a little bit about your coaching practice and also what Tropic is.
Okay. So do you know what, Paul? I think it's probably more like 15 years that we've known each other. I was thinking about that. It's like, oh my God, time's really flown. So yeah, as you say, I've been a coach for, 18, 19 years now. I always measure it by my eldest son, who is 18. And I started coaching, transitioned from project management in IT to coaching when I was pregnant with Max, retrained as a coach. And I started my coaching practice being known as the working mums coach. My coaching practice grew, expanded, went in all sorts of various different directions as you do. And I've done a lot of executive coaching, leadership coaching, business coaching, and mentoring other coaches, because I guess, you know, over that period of time, that's what you do. Along that journey, you know, life happens. And one of the things that happened to me in life was that my marriage, I decided I wanted to end my marriage. So 2 boys, 1 Labradoodle, and 1 ex-husband later, I came to a bit of a crossroads. And what I found was that I was in that sandwich generation. So kind of mid-40s with aging parents, and kids who were just starting to get a little bit older, but as we all know, as our kids get older, they still need a lot of attention. And here I was as a coach, and a quote unquote, you know, successful coach. But what I was watching within the industry of coaching was that the industry of coaching was becoming very saturated with a lot of people calling themselves coaching with varying levels of professionalism. And I was a single mum, and it felt like a very scary place to be, that my income, I didn't know what my income would be from 1 month to the next. I mean, literally, you know, I could have a client signed up for a 3-month program, and that was, you know, I could kind of almost say, well, okay, that income's coming in. I'd just started doing work as an associate for, well, I've always done a little bit of associate work, but I upped my associate work with companies and was doing quite a lot of lucrative coaching work and facilitation. And that was fantastic. But then these thoughts would come into my head. So what happens if I get a call from my parents? And I actually did one day, you know, when Dad was ill, and my parents are now in their mid-80s. What happens one day if I get that call and I have to drop everything, and I'm supposed to be flying out to Berlin or to Paris to do a gig? I work a lot with medical scientists for a consultancy, and I do a lot of work all around the world with that. And the simple answer is I would have to cancel that. I'd have to drop that, which would mean that that income would be completely wiped from that month. And of course, the other thing is that you never know. You never know when the work's going to come in. You know, it's you know, subject to all kinds of factors. So that was kind of really in my mind, and it felt very stressful. And I was also thinking, so when I'm 60, am I still going to be hustling for clients? You know, is it when is this going to stop? And I'd studied a lot about leveraging your income and passive income streams, which we all as coaches get kind of exposed to a certain amount. And quite often you find that the so-called passive income streams are anything but a lot of
work, yeah.
a lot of hard work and very little income. And so I'd created coaching programs, online coaching programs, as a kind of leveraged income stream, and had kind of a certain level of success. And what happened was I came across Tropic from my friend, who was also had also a coach, and she's actually a published author and a coach. And she came to me and said, hey, I'm doing this Tropic, can I come and show you the products? And she came round and showed me the product. Oh my gosh, these are absolutely fantastic products.
It's skincare products, isn't it?
Skincare and beauty and hair, everything. So basically everything I use now is Tropic. The only thing that I don't use on my body is that's not Tropic, is toothpaste. I've got a natural toothpaste. So so that's how I got introduced to Tropic. Now, I think one thing that's important to say is that I wasn't looking for an opportunity that was a social selling / multi-level marketing / direct selling / network marketing, whatever you want to call it, opportunity. I've had over the years as a coach, as I'm sure you have, I've had lots of people approach me from different certain companies that shall remain nameless, and I found it quite off-putting. So like a lot of people, I had quite a prejudice, I have to say, against the business model. But when I tried these Tropic products, because I'm very much into healthy lifestyle, and I've been, for example, I've been looking at a natural deodorant for years, and I'd been using one of those. Don't know if you've ever used them, those salt deodorants where you have to wet your armpit and then still. They don't work. It's sweating like mad and a bit of a pain, and that's the best I could find. So I'm kind of switched on about toxins, etc., etc. So the whole thing about Tropic, just in case nobody's your watchers have not heard of Tropic. Tropic is an incredible brand. It's so 180 awards and counting, vegan, all freshly made in the UK. Every single product comes out with a best before end date stamped on it. All naturally derived products. The whole, they walk their talk with their values and with their infinite purpose, which is to help create a greener, healthier, more empowered world. And I've seen that over the past 3 years. So it really kind of ticked the boxes for me. As a coach, I've always been very value centric. Always the first place that I've always worked with all my clients, and I think this is really important. When people are going through redundancy, is what's the opportunity here? What's the change? Is go through the prism of your values first, and it has to be that values match. That that's often where things go wrong with our career, when there isn't a values match. So there was a real kind of one. I thought, wow, the products are fantastic. And I thought, you know what, I could sell these. But I'll let you in on a secret, which is I started Tropic originally about 6 years ago, and dropped it. So, and the reason I dropped it was because my headspace was still in that, I feel a bit awkward about this, and I don't know how to do it. And also I've got my coaching, and I had the Academy for Talented Women, and I wanted to sell this into corporates, and this was I was in this, there was this friction between the two, and I couldn't marry them up. And so I kind of, even though I love the products, I kind of joined and didn't really get anywhere with it. And then a few years later, my friend called me for a catch up, and I'd been watching her on Facebook and watching her life, as she just seemed to have more and more fun, and was clearly really enjoying life and earning quite a bit of money by the looks of it. And I remember coming in one day, and I've been walking Ernie, my dog, and I just thought, do you know what? I've been slogging away trying to grow this online program, and I feel like I'm working harder and harder for less money. What am I doing? So we had a chat, and she said, "Oh, are you thinking of joining us again?" And I said, "Do you know, I might be." And I went round to her house, and she showed me her commission statement, and I was just like, wow. I'll try not to swear. And I thought, you know what, I've been worrying about this, how, what's going to happen if, and feeling like I wanted financial security, as a single mom, that was so important. Just do this. And I made the decision. I joined Tropic again. I made the decision that this time I was going to keep going and go all the way. I was going to overcome my own SH1T, and just keep learning and have that learning mindset, and just keep going until I achieved the very top, essentially. And that was 3 years ago. So that was June 2017. And since then, I have, in terms of my personal growth, this is really key, it is in 18 years of being in the personal development industry, in the past 3 years, my own personal development, my confidence, my self-belief, because this is what I've been teaching women for years, but mine has just gone whoosh off the scale. Absolutely. One of my values is joie de vivre. That value has been honored more than ever. Everything about my life has just become, if you could just put the volume up, if you could turn the brightness up, it's all, it's all gone like that. In terms of that financial security and that income, what's really interesting is my Tropic business has grown so that I've now got a team of, I can't even remember, 90. I've got 2 leaders within my team.
90.
Yes, 90, yeah, which is still quite small actually. And my income is it's just to give you an idea, my income has now surpassed the income, the professional salary that I had as a project manager, which was a pretty good salary if you want to kind of look in terms of that. And I now have an allowance of £300 a month, which is called a car allowance. And I just think, oh, wow, that's like, it was like when I was back in my IT career and I had a company car. I mean, I can use this money for whatever I want. It just so happens I have outside my new car outside, which is lovely. I've achieved all expenses paid, luxury trips, and I do love a bit of luxury adventure to Barcelona, Ibiza, and Jamaica. I'm going to Jamaica next year, all being well. All sorts of other things, built friendships, but most importantly, I think, is that I've created that leveraged, that safety. It feels like something that it doesn't just rely on me, that if I do get that call from mum and dad, it's not going to impact my income. So that's happened. And then the other interesting thing, and I think this is the kind of lovely side effect, is that whilst I've made that decision, my professional career as a coach and as a facilitator has also absolutely blossomed. And I'm doing a lot of work now, not only as a coach, but as a facilitator. So I'm an expert in online engagement, supporting companies with online engagement. And so I'm still getting that lovely day rate, but there's no fear around that if something happens and I drop that, oh my gosh, where are the bills going to be paid? So I think it's, when we're in that state where we feel safe, it's funny, we become safer. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it often happens that way, doesn't it? I've seen it over and over again. So it does sound as though it was a very wise step that's worked out for you. Just want to dial it back a little bit, because you mentioned social selling, multi-level marketing. I know some of the people watching this are like, I don't think I can do that. There is a little bit of an attitude towards that.
Yeah.
Was that a thing for you? Did you have to get over that?
Yes, and yes, you're right. And there's a stigma with network marketing, and I think that comes from 2 things. One is a very old-fashioned practice within network marketing of how the old-fashioned network marketing companies would teach people how to approach people. This is what I understand from having been on the receiving end of it. And I remember very clearly, oh gosh, a friend of mine said to me, and this is why people, I think, go, ooh, she said to me, oh, my friend's really interested in the work that you're doing. And this was the time that I was building my academy. And she'd really like to talk to you about it. And I was like, oh, great, how exciting. And so we got on this video call, and I spent an hour with this woman talking to me. And then I realized that she wasn't interested in that at all. She wanted to recruit me into, it was a company called, I don't, you know, I'm sure there's some lovely people who do this, but no, I won't mention it. But it was an American cosmetics marketing company. And I was really angry. Because it was just like, if she just said to me what this was, I would have said to her straight away, because, you know, for my own reasons, my values. And it's that, and I have had so many messages over the years from, you know, aloe vera, special herbs, this, that, and the other. Oh, you'd be really great at this because you're a coach. And like, oh, for goodness sake, you know. So there is that, you know, that is there. For me, what's helped me. So first of all, it is, for me, it's about, I couldn't, if there was no Tropic, I wouldn't be going, right, what other network marketing companies are there? Now, having said that, that's for me. Now, I want to say to people that actually, if you look at, if you start studying wealth, if you start studying, if you listen to people like Bob Proctor, what's his name, the guy who did Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, Warren Buffett, people like that, they will say that the best business model is the network marketing model, and it actually works beautifully. And it's actually, people call it a pyramid scheme, and that's ignorance. That is absolute ignorance, because, you know, it works. It's almost, especially if you've got one where you're not paid on recruitment, it works in a way that it's a meritocracy more so than a traditional business structure. However, I think where it gets a bad rap, and this is for me where Tropic is different, is that a lot of network marketing companies, so I understand, is people get paid when they recruit someone. And so, you know, people will be like, oh God, oh, Paula, do you want to join me? Paula, do you want to, you know, rather than based on, now the products can also be overpriced. So, and with this particular company, with this experience that I cited, I mean, I couldn't believe the price of the products. And I believe that you're almost kind of encouraged to sort of join the company rather than buy the products. And it, you know, it's all a bit kind of, when you've got with Tropic, and I, you know, again, I'm talking from Tropic because that's my experience. You don't get paid on recruitment. In fact, you don't. You get paid when you're building a team, which you don't have to. You get paid by Tropic a little teeny weeny bit of commission, and by Tropic, and it doesn't come out of anybody else's money. So all of this thing that, you know, you're at the bottom and you get, that's absolute rubbish. You get paid what's called it, and it's called a team mentor bonus. So you essentially get paid for bringing that, for helping that person to grow their business. So it's like the rising tide raises all ships. My team's success implies my success. My success is my team's success. In order for me to be successful, I have to help the women, and now some men in my team, to achieve all of their own dreams and goals. And that's, you know, that's where my coaching is coming in, and where it's so joyful. So that's one thing. The second thing is with Tropic, it's all about the products. This is a company that has, it's the 40th most profitable private company in the UK. That's at the time of us recording this in 2020. And that was awarded by the Sunday Times Profit 100 Fast Track back in March. This is one of the fastest growing companies in Britain, and it's actually the fastest growing beauty company in Britain. So it's this company is, first and foremost, it is a natural beauty company. And the reason that it's set up as a social selling model is simply because if you couldn't sell Tropic products through shops. This is why Susie Marr, our founder, set it up in this way. You can't sell Tropic products through shop because she wouldn't compromise on her values. Again, this is a values thing, which is any product that you buy from shop is going to have preservatives in it.
Yeah.
Now, the Tropic products are fresh. That you might have a natural preservative in some of them, that they're going to last a year to 18 months. Some of them only 6 months, but the majority a year to 18 months. The products you see in the shops going to be, you've got to buy them. The companies want to buy them in bulk, Boots, etc. Yeah. And have them, ready to sell. They don't want that whole things going off, etc. Susie was not prepared to compromise his values. She found out through a chance meeting, etc., about the model, and she and Alan Sugar, because Tropic is 50% owned by Lord Alan Sugar, best investment he ever made. He doesn't have any input into the company now at all, other than doing our books for us. Yeah. But he and Susie sat down with some very experienced social sellers, and they explained how this could be a way. And then the other thing for Susie, it's so important that people got the right product. She wanted to have it that personal selling, because she'd started off the business on a market stall, literally putting her body smooth onto people's hands. And she said that's important, that people try the products, that people are able to. So this whole thing of, as women, when we love something, we just say, oh my God, Paula, have you tried this? It's amazing. And we call it Tropic sharing the love. Might sound corny, but that's what it's about. So there is a number of differences. Another difference, I think, which is really key, is that anyone can overtake anyone at the time. There's none of this kind of, oh, you've got to be in early at the start, blah, blah, blah. There's none of that at all. I mean, it's just, it's rubbish. It's rubbish. So there is a lot of ignorance around it. And there also is that distinction between social selling and network marketing. It is, there's similarities, which is you're buying direct from someone rather than the shop. Yeah. There are differences. Tropic as a product is incredibly competitively priced as well. I mean, you're paying the same for like a premium product as you would for like Boots No. 7, something like that. So that's the first thing to distinguish. And then I guess the other piece is the mindset piece, isn't it? It's kind of how you as an individual square it in your own mind. And I think for me, as someone who is a classic, I used to get in my own way. I'm somebody who was brought up by my parents to get all the education. I did two honours degrees in languages and a master's in computing. And there was this whole thing of, oh gosh, you're selling makeup now, you're selling skincare, are you? And I think that is just like, well, would you rather spend your life worrying about what other people think and being poor? And I don't, I mean poor, I don't, take it as a loosely. Or would you rather live the life of your dreams and, not give two hoots about what other people think? And I chose the latter. And of course you do, you go through a journey, and you go through that the whole learning curve and learning about that. But it's about, it's about kind of like, well, one of the things that we do is we kind of go, okay, what's that person going to think? And quite often the person that we're worried about, what do they think? The key question as a coaching question is, are they living the life that you want to live? Are they the sort of person that you really want to be? And are they living the life that you want to live? And the answer to that is invariably no. No. I mean, I always think of, Michelle Obama. We all love I think we all love Michelle Obama. you know, what would Michelle say to me if Michelle was my friend and I said, hey, Michelle, I'm going to do this, she'd be like, good on you, girl, go for it, tell me about it, you know, open-minded about it. So that's for me has been important. And you know, I'm growing a business that this is not Avon money, this is not pin money that you can achieve with Tropic. This is serious. I mean, we're talking serious income, and we're talking you know, 10-20,000 pounds per month income. Now I'm nowhere near that level yet, and it certainly takes time, and it certainly takes effort and hard work, and you know, you just keep going, but you can do it bit by bit by bit.
Yeah.
And I think that probably one of your questions, and tell me if I'm going ahead too quickly, is okay, I've been made redundant, can I start this and replace my
Yes.
Is that
the question? Yes. Yeah.
But the answer is no, you can't. You'd have to, you could probably, if you went all out, and certainly the rate that the business is growing is absolutely phenomenal now, because I think it ticks such a lot of boxes in terms of it's clean, it's, you know, people becoming more and more aware of toxins. It ticks the boxes that you don't have to go in the shops to buy. So, you know, it's definitely on the trend with where we are in the world right now. And you could probably and I'm being very, this is my personal thing, is in what I've seen, I've got a girl who started in my team, and she started in March, actually 2 days before lockdown. And she became my first manager in my team so she started in March, and she became manager, or leader as they now call it, in June. So she'd been put on furlough. She's a recruitment consultant. She was a team leader in recruitment, and she will probably her Tropic income, I must ask her actually, will probably be on about I'd say about 800 a month now. So that's not going to.
And is that working flat out, would you say? Building?
No. And that, I think that's really important to emphasize as well. It's Tropic fits into the gaps. It really does. So you always find that the people who do really well are, so I've got a friend who's a mum of 6. she's just, yeah, she's, you know, she's just
small gap.
Yeah, really building her business up. I mean, I've done it. My business has, gosh, it's grown so much over the past few months. It's just incredible. And I've been doing that whilst I've been flat out creating first of all, it was a pilot project that I did with a partner in my corporate world. And then that we just got more and more work. So I've done that when I've had some weeks when most of my week has been spent on my corporate facilitation, online corporate facilitation. Before lockdown, when I was doing a lot of travel, certainly when I was doing workshops abroad, they are so intense. I am just totally focused on what we're doing. You know, we work hard when we're there, and so it's just, you know, I don't even, well, I think about Tropic, you know, but I don't do anything on my business. So it really does fill in. It really does like kind of fill in the gaps. But in terms of the income, yes, you can outstrip any kind of surgeon, lawyer, person in the city's income, and I know that. I've seen it with my own eyes. That's where I'm going. That's what I will achieve. But you're not going to do that. First of all, it's something that you should definitely do with another, you know, something else, whether it's a part-time job or something like that. And of course it depends on everyone's circumstances, doesn't it? It depends what you've you know, what kind of safety net you've got, whether you've got, you know, if you've got a payout, if you've got a payout of 6 months to a year, then yes, you could absolutely go, right, I'm going to go full out with my Tropic business. And then, you know, you'd be in a position within a year that you'd be looking at a you know, decent income. But you know, as they say, you know, nothing's guaranteed, blah blah blah. You get out what you put in, but don't. It is one of those things where you build it up. And I also think it's important to distinguish between just having a sales business and having a business where you grow a team, where you become a leader. If you're going a sales business, so in terms of how it works, the commission you get paid, or the whatever you want to say. So if I sold you a skincare selection, which is a whole load of products that would give you the most fantastic skin, and for £50, then I would have 25% of that would be my commission. So Tropic pays commission. Now I believe they are amongst the most generous in the industry, but I don't have first hand experience of anything else. So I just know from other people who've come in, they say that. So 25% commission you get on your sales up to £500 per calendar month. So if I sold £500 worth of products in a calendar month, I get 25% commission. And then the commission rises up to another 10%, so up to 35% commission, you know, as you do over 500 sales, etc., etc. So that's how the commission structure works, and that is within sales. Now, when you become a leader, so people sort of join your team, and I think the beauty of it is that for me, I attract people. Generally, you know, I might say to someone, do you know what? You love these products. You'd be fab at this, you know, and just see them. But I certainly don't do any of that creepy stuff, that creepy stuff that people think you have to do. I mean, that's just, you know, and actually the most successful people are the people who just, it's about walking your talk. But when you become a leader, that's when you obviously you can really grow a significant income. And it's like it feels, and that feels like you put the effort in, because when it's with people, you're putting the effort in. And the best advice is, if you're a people person and you really do care about people, that's when you succeed, because it really is about helping the people in your team to believe in themselves and to help them achieve their goals. And that's what I spend a lot of my time doing now, is helping people. And it's funny, it's the best coaching I've ever done. And for me, my vision for my team, I don't focus on me and what I want. I mean, obviously, you know, you think about those things, oh yeah, it's going to be great. But for me, the real joy is in seeing someone who before had lacked confidence and she'd been really down. I can think of a few people just recently, and they were like, oh, you know, I don't know if I can do this, and I'm really worried about what people think, and I feel I'm too fat, and I'm this and that and the other, and all these things that we beat ourselves up, you know, I'm not enough. And then you kind of just you hold them by the hand, and you help them, and then suddenly they achieve something, and they grow, they blossom. And that is better than, you know, any kind of monetary reward at all. Absolutely. So yeah, so that's how it works. And in terms of how do you do it, I think that's probably another question. How do you actually build this business? It's gosh, you can do it pretty much any way you want. Obviously there's rules and regulations. You can't go onto eBay and start discounting stuff, or you know, there are certain, there's, Tropic is very, very protective of its reputation, and being absolutely, you know, squeaky clean in the way that they do things. So we have all sorts of best practice, and you will find that there are people who are breaking those rules, and Tropic are, you know, constantly on them. But in terms of, certainly in my team, and where, you know, my whole upline just don't see that, it really is, it's good. But you can you get, when you join Tropic, within like 48 hours, you get your own online shop. And this is one of the most brilliant things, because if you've ever had your own website, and you and I know what this is like, how many thousands of pounds you put into your own website, and how much effort, and how much heartache, and all the secure, and on it goes, on it goes. And the great thing is, such a joy, is I have this website, and people just go there, and I get, and this is the passive income thing I get, it's like, bing, you've got, someone has ordered on your shop, bing, someone has ordered on your shop, get these emails in, and that is lovely. That's really nice, because people can just order directly from my shop. I don't have to do anything. The key for me is in the customer service, and thanking people, and really, you know, treating my customers, even if they order by the online shop or through me, as special, and making sure they get all that, you know, that wonderful, the best advice. So you've got that online shop. You don't have to pay. Oh, that's the other thing about Tropic, which is quite different from other companies, is you don't have to pay a single penny ongoing. That's it. Okay. There's no targets. Yes, that's the other thing.
That was going to be a question. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other thing. You take this for granted, and then people kind of still, even sometimes, you have to kind of say it like 10 times before they believe you, because again, I've been approached by these companies, and I've heard, and like, it's like, oh my God, I've heard of, you know, friends who've joined Tropic after being in various other companies, who've said, oh God, yeah, the pressure on me from blah blah blah. None of that. No, yeah, you can do, literally, you could join Tropic. It's at the moment it's £198 to start your business. For that, you get your website, you get £500 worth of products, you get sort of some business tools, you get all of the training through an amazing online portal, you get so many different things, different software apps that they've introduced, which they're not, the Tropic is paying for the ongoing cost of those. We've got our own little amazing little CRM that Susie had developed for us, which helps us to keep in touch with customers. And that's, you know, that is an ongoing additional cost to all of those ambassadors, which Tropic pays. Nobody has to pay a single penny for it. And you could, so you
here a second. So what I'm hearing, can I interrupt you? So what I'm hearing is you can actually do all this online. You've got the site, you've got, you know, you could go on Instagram and have an account, and show. So there's no need for all, you know, what I remember from the 1970s at the Tupperware parties. There's no need for those parties. And would you like to host this in your own home? And yeah, so it's a new way of doing it.
There's different ways of doing it, and a lot of, so when you join Tropic, they'll go on and on about Pampers. Because most, I mean, I'm suspecting that the people we're talking about here are, you know, the people might be watching this are professionals. And they probably would be considering this for a, you know, they're probably going, okay, I'm going to consider this, and I would like to grow a significant income from it. Now, it's like anything in Tropic, the majority of people who do Tropic are going to be doing it maybe just for, it's a horrible expression, pin money, because it just has what I mean. And that's fine, because for the average family, £50 extra a month, apparently this is a thing, this isn't me, that, you know, £50 extra a month is a massive thing. So for a lot of ambassadors, just that £50 extra a month from doing a couple of pamper parties, pamper experiences, whatever you want to call them, getting the girls together, you know, doing a facial or just showing the products, socially distanced one now that we're in or whatever, you know, they will love doing that.
Yeah.
That's not my thing. That's not my thing at all. My business is mainly online, and I have there's no territories either. My customers are all over the country, all over the country. At some point, Tropic will go international, and at that point, you know, I will definitely be maximizing that opportunity. So yeah, most of my I mean, I have local customers as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, online, and I do kind of like I actually combine my coaching with Tropic. So I have a group, and I'm actually about to start an Instagram. Well, I've got my Instagram, but I'm planning my new Instagram, which is going to be the Magnificent You Project, which it's all about, for me, attracting my customers as helping them to be confident from the inside out and the outside in. So it's combining all of my coaching stuff with the confidence stuff with how, you know, let's face it, having lovely skin makes you feel, and you know, putting your face on makes you feel, and that confidence from the outside in. But yeah, you don't have to do Pampers. You can if you want, and a lot, you know, I don't want to diss Pampers, because lots and lots of ambassadors love them. You can do online Pampers via Zoom if you want. You can do, I mean, so many of the people in my team have had incredible success just from social media. And the social media that works is, and this is the social media again that Tropic encourages, is when you're just kind of enthusing about the products, and you're just talking about your life, and you're adding value, which is you know, any business, that's how social media works. So that's what I mean by social media. There's no kind of people getting you on a call and you know, like this. It would be upfront. I've done a webinar before on, you know, come and hear about the business opportunity, and I probably will in future as well, but I'll be upfront about it. I'll say it's about Tropic. Not like I'll get you in on false pretenses. So yeah, there's no targets, there's only incentives, and incentives are, they have incentives when you first start, called Leap Aheads, to encourage you to get going with your business. They have everything from Tropic water bottles to lovely file facts to, you know, God knows what, and amazing 5-star holidays. I mean, God, who would have thought that I'd be going to Jamaica with this?
So, I mean, obviously, you know, you're a big ambassador for the brand. You're painting an attractive picture here. There must have been challenges.
Yeah. So do you want to hear about the challenges?
I think our listeners would like to know what could be ahead.
Okay. So the challenges are that basically start, it's all, the challenges are in your head. The challenges are, you start and you think, you get in your own way and you don't know where to start, or you chicken out, and then the challenges are in failure, because you've got to fail. You've got to accept that some people are not going to be interested. And so I'll tell you about one of the first things that I did was a Macmillan coffee morning with my friend Claire at her house. Spent the whole day beforehand baking, took my amazing, everyone knows me for my coffee, I'm a real coffee lover, my amazing bean to cup coffee machine to her house. We'd invited people, you know, mums in the village and all the rest of it, blah, blah, blah. And it was a Macmillan coffee morning, and I was also going to launch my Tropic business there and just give a little kind of, this is Tropic, this is what it is. And so made people all these delicious coffees. They had all the cupcakes and the rest of it. And then my friend Claire and my friend Jo said, go on, Amanda, go and do your bit, go and, you know, introduce Tropic. And so I did. And as I walked up there ready to say, and Claire said, oh, everybody can have your attention please, or whatever, loads of these mums just walked out. I just couldn't. So, oh my God. And so you can imagine that tapped into all of my fears, all of my worst fears. Oh my God, this is what it's going to be like. You know, the people, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, that was a challenge. However, not everybody left. And I'm a great believer in what you put out comes back to you, not always from where you expect it to. So that was one thing. So gosh, oh, another, so I did do once I decided I was going to do a magnificent new party where I was going to do like a kind of group coaching session and Tropic 2-in-1, like a face-to-face kind of pamper, but with my coaching in. And it seemed like spiffing wheeze. Seemed like a great idea. And this lady who hosted it, I was thinking, oh, this is going to be great. And she was, she lived in a gorgeous house, you know, very wealthy friends, blah, blah, blah. And so I came, I gave my all. And that was probably one of the worst kind of, in terms of, I mean, I haven't done many, you know, pampers or many get together, whatever you want to call them, but that was one of the worst, because I think my sales from that evening were like 100 quid, something like that. It was like, oh, and I'd put in, you know, a lot of time and effort.
Yeah.
So that was another one. So I'm giving you examples of it doesn't always, you know, go according to plan. But having said that, you know, I've done like a week pop-up and done 1,800 quid sales from that. I sometimes you have to go out and give a lot and make a lot of effort, and sometimes it just doesn't, it doesn't happen. But my experience always over 3 years has been, whenever I go outside my comfort zone and I do something, you never know who's going to, you know, respond or not respond. But if you do go out and do it and you keep doing it, and your comfort zone will expand, you become more courageous, you become more confident in yourself, and you just attract people, and people hear about you, and it comes. So you've got to be prepared to put your head above the parapet. You've got to be prepared to
life in general, not just this.
Yeah, you have. And you are going to have people who are going to judge and going to be ignorant. And that's, you know, you just got to think, well, are they living the life I'm living? And I've got in my team, I've got lawyers, I've got teachers, I've got as in barristers, you know, ex-barristers, I've got sales directors. You've got some serious, you know, you have to kind of go that the kind of women, and now some men, because my son's actually joined as well, who are doing this business, they've got their head screwed on. They're not, you know, they're not flibbity gibbets sort of you know, sort of airless types that are, but you've got to be prepared to that some people are going to judge you. But the only way you can avoid people judging you is by doing nothing, saying nothing, and probably never ever going out. And let's face it, where we are now, you go out, you're going to be judged if up until masks were mandatory, or she's not wearing a mask, or she is wearing a mask.
How far you are away from other people. We judge people all the time, don't we?
Yeah. So those have been the challenges. What else are the challenges? It's definitely, when I said before that you have to, that my growth has been significant, you know, far greater in the past 3 years than it has even over 18 years of being in personal development. I really meant it, because I've learned that it all starts with the mind, and really strengthening your belief and it's keeping hold of that, what you want, and not kind of getting distracted by the, yes, but I can't see how it's going to happen. And you just go, okay, this is what I want. I'm just going to take action. And you focus on the, I would say to my team, focus on what you've done. Focus on, okay, you've done one thing, just do one thing a day. I mean, I've got people in my team. I've got one woman is, she's a single mom, and she is a very senior software sales director, very, very intense job. And she's got all sorts of projects going on in her life. And she said to me, Amanda, she said, I believe in Tropic. I want to do it. How can I do it in 15 minutes a day? And she does it. She does it in 15 minutes a day. And, obviously it's going to take her longer, but I think I've gone on a complete tangent there. But I think she was, we had a chat, actually, we had a coaching call, that one of the ways that she was getting in her own way was worrying about what the mums in the schoolyard were thinking. And we kind of had a coaching session around that, and we realized that she said that the mums in the schoolyard had always judged her, because she'd always prided herself on being different, and she was, always the single mum in the schoolyard, and blah blah blah. And then she realized that this was no different really, and she may as well just be out and proud. Yeah. So there's probably other challenges, but essentially the challenges are it's learning to, it's not even learning to take a knockback, it's learning that not everybody will love you and your product, and that's fine. And it's learning to just stretch outside your comfort zone, baby step by baby step. And it's resilience. It's learning to bounce back from when things don't go according to plan, and go, okay, let's try again.
Yeah.
Very much mirrors life in general, but it's great
for anybody. Yeah. Well, Amanda, that's been amazing. So it's really given us some sort of insider view of what it might be like to work with Tropic or another company of your choice. I mean, there are many out there, and if skincare isn't your thing, there's might be something that appeals. And from my point of view, just listening to what you said about Tropic and the differences between that and other companies, I mean, my piece of advice to anybody watching this would be, really look at the terms, conditions, look at things like targets, look at things like percentage of commission. So before you do anything, just make a really informed decision. So that's what I've picked up from listening to you today. So Amanda, just finally, for anybody who's thinking, oh yeah, I could do that, I fancy doing that, whether it's Tropic or not, any last pieces of advice?
I would say, because I'm coming from this not from a oh yeah, I'm not someone who's an expert in social selling, going as you've heard, for me it was about Tropic. So I guess from that perspective is that you need to absolutely love and believe in the product, and in the company ethos, and feel absolutely comfortable about it. That doesn't mean you're not going to have fears and uncertainties, but yeah, do make sure there's that. And also it's about making sure that you join, if you're going to join a social selling company, join with somebody who you're going to get the best support from, and who you really like, because you've got to connect with them. Because if you really want to build it, you're going to be in it with that person for life, and you want to be with someone whose values are you know, true, and who's going to give you the right support. Because I've seen, you know, even with Tropic, I've seen the difference between being in someone's team where they've just been left, and being in my team, which is the best, of course, you know, is you know, being with, but no, seriously, being with a team where you've got, you know, somebody who really cares and is great at supporting you. So it's, you've got to believe in the product. You can't sell something if you don't believe in the product.
So in fact, you know, my points about, you know, terms and conditions, checking all those out, your points about, you know, believing in the product, it's almost like it's a decision that's both head and heart, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And if anything sort of feels a little bit icky to you, then stay away.
Well, brilliant. Now that's been a whopper of a session. I think I'll put a little thing underneath. Take a cup of tea when you do this one. Yeah, but no, but that's been packed with really interesting, insider knowledge, and it's really good to actually hear what it's like, because I think a lot of these things are shrouded in mystery sometimes. So it's really good to actually, you know, get a good understanding of what it's like from the inside. So anybody who wants to contact Amanda, both her coaching website and the Tropic website will be below. So all that's left for me to say is thank you.
Oh, it's lovely to speak to you. Thank you for letting me come on and speak. And thank you for letting me waffle on about my love for Tropic.
It's been good to have you. Okay, bye.